Good morning. So yesterday we got an outside day. Kind of strange in that how it closed. Even looks strange on the hourly chart. Anyway, um, started with that gap down under the prior day's open, took out the low. Right, you could see it hung out there, made a W type of a bottom. And wide range bar up on the 15. You can see it there on the 5. And it rallied throughout the day. And of course, kind of strange with such a bearish gap down. However, we saw oil dropping under $100. We saw interest rates coming down. We saw Bitcoin get back up above 20,000. So it was party time. And now we'll see what happens from here. And you can see on the hourly chart, that's why, you've heard me say it a gazillion times, look to the left. Right? And so prices gap down onto support. And then one of the things I said was if it can't rally, by 10:30 or so, and it starts going under the lows, it's odds it's going to drop. But there was a void up above. And one of the things that we also say is that wide range bars and voids, that's where the air is and the weakest link in the chart, even though a gap down like that is so bearish, or as if we had seen a wide range bar down, which is similar, but not the same, right? Because you have the bars, but there's a fast momentum move and there's no overhead resistance. So when this started going sideways at the high and we got this, what Dan calls a bear sandwich kind of reversal there, continuation pattern, things just took off into that void and actually exceeded the high. And so while it took out the high marginally at the end of the day, that's certainly no place to go long. So now we have the opposite. Now we've got a void below. What are the markets going to do here? Can they create support and then continue to go higher into the next level of void above, or does it break down and go back down to the lows, which under normal conditions, we would say that's crazy. That's not likely to happen. But in this market, we know anything can happen. So it would be highly unusual to have a reversal day back down again. And so now with this kind of energy expended to get up here, and it hasn't even begun to absorb that supply, I think it's exactly, Steve. Crazy is the new normal. It would make sense to have some kind of sideways type of, consolidation in the upper part there, give or take, right? And then if it's going to follow through, we'd have like, not really, well, I guess you'd call it a 1, 2, 3 pattern, but certainly not a textbook type or, but anyway, just ignoring these days and a wide range bar up, outside day, a consolidation day, and then we can continue up within the downtrend, 20 down, 50 down, 200 down. If I put a 100, it's down. Everything is down. Weekly chart, as you can see, just stabilizing within its downtrend on this support there. Okay, so spiders, 381-ish, give or take. It's at the top of the bar. We look at our futures, just flip-flopping back and forth there. So we got a little trading range going on. And really weird kind of a pattern. Outside giant tail bar coming back up there to the open, and now just consolidating at resistance. So we could assume for the moment bullish price action, as long as now that it stays above this pivot. And then now we've got all these pivots up above. It's a trading range. When you got opposing pivots like that, it communicates indecision, and it's consolidating this move up. If it breaks down under here, you should be aware of it. So set an alert, even if, or look at the spiders, as you did if you don't have the future, set an alert, and we'll see which way it goes. All right, so SPX, we know by looking at those charts, prices are trading right around here. It's got a void up above. How far away could we get? There's premium at 39.10, which theoretically could get up there, unlikely to get there today. And that's all we care about. 0 DTE, unlikely to get there today. Right? 3,900, it's a big whole number. I'm sure there's an open interest of call options up there, just normally would. We've got a breakout failure up there. I like it. I like it. 39.10, you're up above this line of defense, and it hasn't even cleared these pivot highs yet. So, and down below wasn't all that attractive, but let me just take another peek. Even going for less, 37, 35, down below the lows there. Normal days, it wouldn't happen. But the no-brainer, I think, is 39.10. Right? That's a long way to get up there. And after yesterday's outside day, I think it's highly unlikely, and that's all the credit spread is. I think it's highly unlikely it's going to get there. Right? FOMC minutes, what's he going to say, David? What the hell would they say? Yeah, we got these economic reports. So I think that has an effect initially of traders backing off to any commitment one way or the other. And then, okay, the news comes out. Well, ISM, it's got to be bad, right? How else could it be? I got to mention this because I was kind of really amazed at what I heard coming out of this congressman's mouth that was being interviewed on CNBC this morning. And they're talking about inflation. I don't know if any of you saw it, but they're talking about inflation and what, people are going through, and, energy and the price of gas in this. And they ask him, what are you guys going to do here? Biden shut this down, shut that down. He goes, we're focused. I don't know if he said exactly like this, but he said, it's about the North Star. Energy, clean energy, and the North Star. Joe Kernan looked at him and kind of like shook his head and squinted. It was like, what? What the hell are you talking about? The North Star. So they don't give a shit what kind of pain they're putting people through. Democrats are supposed to be all for the little guy, and those who's suffering the most, right? And it is just ridiculous. What's going on in this country is ridiculous. So enough. All right. So there you have that. And yep, he certainly was full of bullshit. It was disgusting. S&Ps we looked at. Qs. Now this is where the fireworks can begin, because this was beaten down the most. Interest rates came down. We'll take a look at that. I see they're down a bit here, but they're on support. I know that. But, this cleared the highs. So this is where the strength was yesterday, the real strength. And so this consolidation that's happening here, right? It's got to go one way or the other. We're not interested in buying breakouts from the bottom of the range to the top of the range. But this is where things could really pick up some steam and maybe get to 12,000. So got to keep an eye on these NASDAQ stocks. Since this did clear the highs and now it's creating, support and resistance. We don't know which way it's going to go, but we have clear lines in the sand. Breaking below here opens up the door to the void below. Breaking up above there opens up at least to a short-term void up above and maybe the 50 MA. So it's day to day. And that's what this market is right now. It's day to day. There's just so much uncertainty with all the things that are going on. QQQ. So 287, right? It's right at the top there. So we've got this momentum move that created this void. So look, all day rally, right? Call it an end of day rally, smaller time frames. It's consolidating. Right, that's the overnight data that we have here. And so look, even if it comes in factory work, right? Let's just kind of eyeball it. Right? Minor support. If it does start to pull back, there should be buyers right there, right? Somewhere in here around 283.50, let's call it, right? Give or take. And that would be a normal kind of a pullback after a move like that. Pivot highs. It cleared it, got through this resistance. It's got room to run, right? 280 is a big open interest level. It should never get there. It should never get there today, because if it gets there today, the odds of getting back up there are slim, very slim. That doesn't mean, like, if there's a big open interest there, that it won't hold that level, because I think it would if it got there today. Look, just like we look at everything else, how far do prices have to travel to get to a destination? And how did they get to the destination? Meaning, if prices come down there, right? If prices come down there like that, right, into this area, clearly they're going to stabilize and bounce. And there's going to be a void above, which could snap it up significantly. However, if it does this, now we've got all this mess down there, and you don't have that accelerated move, and it probably has to chop around. And this is what we call, a time correction and getting away from these resistance areas. So the further the consolidation, if it has some kind of breakdown failures, the greater the probabilities of being going back up again versus coming down real hard, and it could snap back up. And then, so depends on how it gets down there. The faster it gets down there, I think you option guys call that gamma, something like some kind of weird words like that. How fast prices move. I don't get all of that, but we can see it on charts. So we'll see. Right now we've got a little trading range, the same as the other, and little micro support points. But the longer it goes sideways, right, just like what I drew here, right, right, sideways, blah, 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 and up. Well, the longer this goes sideways and then breaks, the greater the odds of going through these levels, because all of this will assume it was accumulation because it didn't break out. It broke down. This now becomes supply. And who the hell wants to buy here, right? We want to buy here after a pattern like that, right? Oh, McGraw, it's too early for speed third derivatives of delta. Come on, give me a break, man. I can't handle it. Okay, we're having fun already. Right. Russell. Right. So somewhat similar, and there's a lot of biotech in here, and biotech is where the action is right now. Right. This is like, it looks like the start of a bull market. ETF letter got down in here and still holding on, and this looks fantastic. So, and as we look to the left, we see these pivot lows down here. So that's what made this pattern. Normally you'd look at this pattern on the daily chart and say, man, that looks like crap. Well, it does look like crap, but it happening down here, retesting these lows from a few years ago, and then getting this kind of reversal, it is the start of a new move. Now, it gets up here, that's where it's going to have a lot of trouble, but that's still pretty far away. So biotech is being bought, and that's helping the Russell, of course, biotech, regional banks, some oil stocks, which oil not doing so good, but, regional banks, they reversed. Why is this doing this? Anyway, take my word for it. This is getting a little late. But they did reverse up there. Uh, Drew Christo, RBLX. Dan got into calls, I think, day before yesterday or last week. So that was leading the way up as the market went down. Right. This was actually doing well yesterday as the market initially went down in the morning, showing relative strength. So that looks great. All right, let's continue here. Bitcoin. I don't know. That's, holding here, got back above 20,000 after dipping down here. It's still in a downtrend. So the downside momentum slowed. This broke down right out of this consolidation, and it's come back up again now. Can it get up above that pivot? That would be a good sign for Bitcoin. But keep an eye on it. Put an alert there. News flow horrible for Bitcoin. I guess you're right about that, but there's no support, so I don't know. We'll see. But if it can get above that high, that's the start of at least something positive. Crude oil got shellacked. Yeah, me too. Surprise. Down at this pivot, which we talked about yesterday. It's not bouncing. So look at the interest rates with crude oil dropping, corn crushed, wheat crushed, steel crushed, aluminum. All of these things are predicting recession, and inverted yield curves, which we talked about at the beginning of the year. All of this beginning to unfold and becoming clear to everyone at this point. And I don't know how many are still talking about soft landings at this point, but I don't know. It's a bear market. That's all we need to know. Silver got crushed. Of course, the dollar is going through the roof. Gold going down. I said a few weeks ago, there's no chance of this, rallying until the dollar starts to pull back. You can see the euro zeroing in on parity. Doesn't have that much further to go. And now that it broke down, this is some long-term support there that it's been holding and breaking lower now. So what's the good in here in the short term? I don't know. Yeah. Coffee's holding up. Yeah. British pound, breaking down. Look at this. This used to be, if I go far enough, look at where this was way back when, used to go, if you went across the pond there, as they call it, and tried to buy something with your dollar, what a sticker shock that was. And, look at that. Look at that. I think I was there way back then. I was like, what? It's sick. All right. And always look at the transports to see if they're showing a little relative strength. So, seesaw market, little strength yesterday. We'll see if it can follow through or not. And that's what it is right now until proven otherwise. Just looking at the VIX, just flip-flopping back and forth there. So day-to-day, intraday, credit spreads, some strength. You got to find the pockets of strength. It's out there. Biotech is one of them. So, to you, Dan, what moving average you use on the chart today? On the daily chart, 20, 50, 200. And you've probably seen some webinars that I've done on the 5-minute. I don't have them on here, but 20, 60, and 200, because we're looking at multiple time frames. 60 is equal to the 20 on the 15, 200 to about the 20 on the 60. CL holding $75. I think so. Through August, $75. Man, that would be an amazing drop. It's hard to imagine, but there's a void there. So look, clearly it's got to break through 90 before we start thinking about that. So I don't know. Let's see if it holds this, but that's so far away. It's dropping right now, but initially I would say yes, but my webinar next week, I forget the date, but I remember it's at 3 o'clock. I'll get you the date, Robert. Yeah, so I'll get it and put it in the room.
All right, good morning. I think you said next Thursday, 3 p.m., but yeah, check it.
Dan,
Yeah,
it's on Thursday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a ton of put spread ideas with yesterday's reversal. Like for weekly options subscribers, I posted 6 or 7 of them. They're all over the place. I'll tell you which ones we have are looking at when we go through here. But all doing well. Lulu was one we put on yesterday. Shop here, I just saw it on the ticker and it shocked me, but I remember it had its 10-for-1 split, I guess. But a lot of bottoming patterns. Junk has been moving the last couple days. So, this one didn't move as much as many other junk the last couple of days, but it's a bottoming. See, like Etsy, I mentioned last Friday, potential bottoming pattern. And then it ripped yesterday. So that's a put spread candidate if there's anything there. Yeah, snow, I posted already. There's a ton of them. Yep, snow. I posted square, put spread, retest. Well, McGraw, it depends what we can get paid is the answer. Yeah, it's a big move, but just like snow moved, that's a big bar, but I'm doing the 135s. So if it is extended, this is still an igniting bar yesterday. But the more extended it is, as you know, sometimes I say, hey, I want price improvement because it's extended. And I did post one of those, whatever it was. I said I want a higher price than when it closed up. So I didn't look at Etsy, but just eyeball here, maybe the 20 MA, and tell me what we can get for the 77s and lower, and then I'll tell you. T-Doc, what a beautiful bottoming pattern here. And now I think I said this one. I said just give me closing price, because I saw it gapping up a little bit, so we're not going to even get closing price at the open. But that's another beautiful bottoming pattern. On top, sure. If it were directional, I'd prefer a continuation pattern, a 1, 2, 3 or something, but the put spread, absolutely. Vacation, VAC, Marriott Vacations, double bottom, Marriott. We actually took our profits yesterday on a put spread. I like this double bottom a tad better. So we're going to sell puts under last week's low. Mighty Mo gapping up here from a retest. 30-minute high, I said, let's sell a put spread under yesterday's low. They got a little reprieve from their, their jewel product. I guess I'll Riven pop in here, pre-market, the electric vehicle. Still in a downtrend, no pattern, but maybe there's some activity in EVs again. Myrna bottoming pattern, daily, weekly. Look at that weekly. Is that beautiful bottoming pattern? Similar to our blocks. Look at this weekly bottoming. Beautiful. So Roblox we're in. We have a short put spread and a directional bull call debit spread. Myrna I gave us a put spread. McGraw, this was on your list. SPSC, I like yesterday's gap reversal. So 30-minute high, or wait 30 minutes and then over these highs I like. Tesla was in the news about something today, I forget what, but yesterday's high. Like all the fangs, look like put spreads to me too. Amazon had no juice though. So I'm really mad about their split. But look at Meta here. That's a W bottom. You can do the 157 and a halves for Friday. That looks great. W bottom. Netflix still in a crazy sideways trading range, but if there's any juice, that's fine for Friday. Apple, messy, good. Yeah, it's worth watching, Steven. A coin got a downgrade. We'll see if it survives that downgrade. Dash bottom right. Amazon taking an interest, 2% interest in a food delivery company. So that's hurting Dad. Dash was on my bottoming pattern list. I'm glad I didn't do it yesterday. But you can see just eyeball lists greater than 50%. So that's a bearish gap. Yeah, Uber. Yeah. I looked at Uber too, and it wasn't as bad as Dash, but yeah. Just out of curiosity, Lyft. Yeah, not as bad. Rocket Man, we got an upgrade. Another bottoming pattern. Look at this little guy I saw going by the ticker. Enjoy, ENJY. Look at the volume yesterday on this afternoon breakout. The gap's messing it up today, but that was a nice close. I mean, this thing might go to buck 50. Let's keep an eye on that. Like JetBlue, retest pattern in a downtrend. They haven't announced who's going to be the unlucky winner of merging with this junk airline. Okta, another bottoming pattern. So McGraw, this would be a similar one. It's up 2 bars. Well, give me 90 and lower. Carvana, I put in this middle window here. Look at that. I totally missed this yesterday. This thing's been in a death trend, but that's worth watching. The next step is, let's see how it digests this gain and watch the retracement. All right, team up alarm. This was one McGraw. We did a put spread. And we actually bought this. We got 2 trades on this. I'm short myself, the naked 157 and a half. 9 DTE. It's bid, it's 15 by 65. I'm gonna bid 20 cents to get out. A team led into a covered call yesterday. Yeah, we did. All right, so we're good. Yeah, and I have stopped break even already. UPS and AGL up alarm. All right, we closed half at 30 cents. Team, let's move stuff here. Number 200.